News, whatever it is. I was gonna record this video outside, but one thing I learned about outside, it's cold and loud. So welcome. If you're new to my channel, definitely consider subscribing. I talk about cameras, DSLR mirrorless cameras for video. If you like that stuff, definitely consider subscribing. And today I'm holding handheld the Blackmagic Cinema Camera 6K full frame. And I just wanted to keep this simple, so I'm just kind of holding it as I kind of walk around here. If I can just set it down for a second. I've got like a tripod plate on it. A little taller than necessary, but I could kind of bend down and kind of talk to like this. So I'm back, kind of cleared it up. And here we are. Gerald Undone. Now he's calling it quits from YouTube basically because he's tired of the camera industry and the fact that they're not as interesting as they used to be. Now the camera industry for, I'd say, the late 20-teens and up into early 2020 has been interesting with their releases. Features that we wouldn't get before that we now get. Features such as, for example, going from 1080p to 4K, having HD 120 frames per second slow motion, having the ability to record log, all of these exciting new features, and going from 8-bit to 10-bit color, they're coming up over and over again with these different competitors doing different things and then getting faster frame rates with 4K at 4K 60 frames per second. That's the whole reason I bought the GH5 way back in, I believe, 2017. All these exciting features, and now here we are at the past where it's like, what can camera industries give us? Higher resolution? Well, not all of us want to deal with such large files when we're outputting a 4K tops. What about internal RAW recording? Well, that's exciting, but that's also something that all manufacturers are doing or have been doing for a number of years. And then in some ways, you can even get it if you're recording externally using different external recorders. So that's something that's no longer really new. And dynamic range increases, yeah, cameras today are really impressive with their dynamic range. But how much is too much? And what are we doing? And then color science, well, if you know your manufacturer, you know their color science. You might consider red to be the top of the line when it comes to color science, but now you've got a more affordable Nikon ZR that allows you to record in a version of Red RAW. You have so many options at more affordable prices, and by affordable, don't get me wrong, it's still a couple of $1,000s to get the camera you want, and with prices going up for electronics lately, it's not cheap. But then with these cameras, once you buy what you want, and it has a lot of the features that you want, you're going to be less likely to upgrade because there's really nothing new out there. What are the latest things that are coming out now? You have, of course, internal RAW recording, which has been something for a couple of years, but it's been available. You have OpenGate, which is something that has been around for a few years, but it's available. All these cameras are coming out with these interesting features. And when I bought the Canon R5 with its 8K 30 frames per second recording, that was great. Internal RAW as well for that 8K, amazing. And then I bought the R5 Mark II, which does not only 8K up to 60 frames per second internal RAW, it does 4K at 60 frames per second internal RAW, and 4K 30, 4K 24 RAW, all in one camera buy. So I can pretty much choose what I want to do given that specific type of need that I might have for my video. All in all, when you're just comparing the most minute details when it comes to dynamic range or audio capabilities or things like that, the reasons to upgrade are getting less and less. Now, one thing that I would say that I wish I had in an internal camera, which is available in some cameras, is 32-bit float audio. That's no longer a video thing. Now we're talking audio. but I still have the ability to record 32-bit if I'm externally recording anyway. So I've got that ability already without spending so much money. So what is it that camera manufacturers can really offer that becomes interesting and exciting in this world? I can tell you, I see all these news about like latest and greatest camera rumors and things coming out, and even for photographers, it's like, what more can you give photographers? They can take amazing high-resolution photos. They can take crop sensor photos at high resolution to get really good shots and mostly in focus with most manufacturers. Heck, I'm using a Blackmagic camera with autofocus right now, and that's something that wasn't possible just a couple of years ago, and now it's already a thing. And it's with their existing camera lineup, not going into new cameras that might already get this update as well. The abilities and what these things can offer really changes throughout the times, but it's getting more limited and less exciting. It's kind of like, see, I'm a gamer. Back when you had Sega Genesis 16-bit going to 32-bit and 64-bit with the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation, going from 2D to 3D, that was huge. And then going from really basic 3D to really better looking 3D with the PlayStation to PlayStation 2 or N64 to GameCube, or just starting with the original Xbox. Amazing graphical upgrade with a lot more polygons per second. But then you had HD systems, you had the Xbox 360, you had the PlayStation 3, and even though the Wii wasn't really HD, it still had extra level capabilities with its Wii remotes. All of that. Fast forward, that stuff was like almost 20 years ago. And if you look at the graphic comparisons between PlayStation 3 and now PlayStation 5, I'll use that as an example, it's not much better. Heck, we're getting remakes and remasters of games that came out then up till now, and they're better, obviously, but it's not like leaps and bounds compared to what we used to get. Heck, Grand Theft Auto 5 came out on the PlayStation 3. And what does the PlayStation 5 have as of today? Grand Theft Auto 5. Sure, 6 is coming out, but it's the same thing, and it's not that much better. And that's what cameras are going through right now as well. It's kind of like, the more technology improves, the less you'll notice the improvements. And that's why I think Gerald Undone might be bored. Me too. But I'm still going to keep talking on this channel because I love accessories and I just like talking about the industry. Because when it comes to reviewing cameras and technical specs, if it's not exciting, there's a ton of other things in cameras that do excite me. And I'm going to keep sharing it with you guys. That's all I got to say. If you like this video, you got something to say down below, or wish Gerald Undone luck with his future videos, let me know, because I wish him luck too. You can make my day if you subscribe today. This is Bankus, and I'm out. See you next time. I'm done.